I think we celebrate the fact that we mourn the fact that we can't really be around each other and we can't do the story, continue the story. But we're very grateful that we got an opportunity to do the story. And I think that's really what most of us in this audience would say, you know, thank you very much for having completed the journey, even though I wish it was going on for a longer time, as we all do. Kandyse wasn't there for the very end, nor was I. It was a very difficult ending, and they never called me in. I never had a rap. I never got rapped. It was very strange. Yeah, because it was so crazy at the very last days, and the very last moment they kept on saying, okay, we'll call you in to come in and shoot your final scenes. And of course, it never came. The final scenes, we never shot my final scenes. And so I never, they had their big, you know, rap at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and with everybody there, show rap, the whole thing was shutting down. Ron Moore was there, everybody was there, and I wasn't.
Number one wasn't there.
I know. They never called me, they didn't even call me in to say, hey man, come on in, we're gonna rap without you. They didn't say that, but, and then I have been continuing to work on it. I just told Kandyse that she's in the plan. And she's going, you're kidding. So the plan is just unprecedented. What these kids have done, the writers have done, has been overwhelmingly successful. I was asked, before we go any further, I was asked a couple of times as I was sitting there writing autographs and saying hello to people, and I was asked, you know, what I felt about this show, what made it a success. And I gotta tell you, something very unusual happened with the show that only could happen in this period of time in the understanding of the art form that we are working with, which is electronic art form of you know, television and mass communication. But what was really interesting is that the writers wrote the piece and really nurtured it and really worked it out. And like you were saying, Ron Moore had a profound understanding of the universe that he created. He was prolific with his understanding of this piece of work. Anybody had a problem, they'd go to Ron, and Ron would take them through it. And if he didn't know the answer, together they'd be able to find it.
Find it out.
And they really went for it, okay? So with that understanding, they gave us, right from the conception, beautiful pieces of work. Then we got it, the production team got it, and the set designers, and the production designers, and the wardrobe people, and the extras, and the casting of new characters, and then the production and the camera department, they got into it, and you know, everybody behind the camera and in front of the camera got into it, and we elevated what the writers had done to a much higher level than they had expected. The writers were, wow, they'd come and they'd sit there with their mouths open saying, you know, we meant this, but now I see...
See this.
Yeah. Something else happened.
And that works. What a beautiful thing. I didn't expect that when I wrote it. I didn't,
In a big way, that was constantly going on. Then we would hand all of our work over to the post-production. Then special effects. Then the music bear. Oh, get it. Masterful Bear.
Young and masterful.
Young
Just
and masterful.
30.
I know. But Bear would get it, and then the editors would get it. And Andy Seckler and all these kids with post-production with Paul Leonard would get this material and start to tell the story even more intricately and more emotionally than we would have ever been able to expect. Because again, you start to edit the piece together. And when they were done with it, oh my God, unprecedented. It had gotten to a much higher level than even the production could have taken it. Then they put it on the air. And here's where all hell broke loose.
This is where you guys happened.
You guys got involved. You guys started, from all over the world, started to blog with Ron, David, with the writers. And you guys know who you are. You guys know how you would go online and start to ask questions and, well, you know, and start to talk with one another, and the writers would read
Yep.
the blogs.
They'd watch and they'd listen.
And you guys took it to a higher level than we could have ever imagined it.
Because you demanded more.
And what ended up happening is like the Last Supper photograph. Okay? Somebody got it, bent it, put it together, and put it, oh, this is what it means. You know? And it did mean that. It really worked. And people were finding things out inside of it that were unprecedented, and took the whole cosmic journey to a higher level, and that's where the writers started the next time they wrote.
The next.
They didn't start like from their place of the last thing they said. They took into consideration everything that the planet Earth was talking about this program, which could only be done with the internet. It was impossible. This kind of communication was impossible years ago. And now here we are with, you know, you talk to anybody anywhere on the planet. You blog, you Facebook, you do whatever you want to do.
Who's twittering? Somebody's twittering right now.
And what ends up happening is that we all created an extraordinary experience.
Yeah.
And I got to thank you as much as I thank the writers and the post-production team for giving us an incredible amount of understanding and commitment to what this journey was.
Yeah.
And I think it becomes, if this isn't the best usage of television, I don't know what to say, because what we've done in 25 years will be understood. Right now it's like Blade Runner. You cannot say, the day Blade Runner came out, nobody went to see it.
Yeah.
Today, 25 years later, it's over the top. Thank you.